So I know you mentioned, there's over, I think you said 300 municipalities here in Florida alone. How do you navigate the relationship between your private provider services and those building departments? Is that something that you find easy, um, easy connection on, or do they have a lot of pushback? Or
Well, let's
Um,
at least
Go ahead.
let's table that and let's
Yeah.
just get to the basics. What is private inspections and private review? Let's get that kind of cleared out for everybody, and then we'll dive into the specifics.
Yeah, fair enough. So when you are wanting to build in Florida, you have to abide by the Florida Building Code, and that requires you to submit a permit application through your local municipality. And when you submit your building application, you obviously have to undergo plan review to make sure that your plans are compliant with that Florida Building Code. And once those plans are approved, you obviously have to do inspections to verify that you're in fact building what's in those drawings in the stages that you're building, right? Because buildings go in layers. And all a private provider really is an alternative to that, right? So instead of going through the plan review with the local municipality, which their lead time might be 6, 8 weeks, and in emergency cases, we've heard nightmare stories of 9 months or whatever the case may be. We have, since we've been established, have abided by a 3 day plan review time. So you can already see the difference there. Now, mind you, there's some exceptions when you go into some a little bit larger commercial jobs. We go to 5 days, sometimes maybe even a week, but there's still these guaranteed times for review, as opposed to you just dealing with whatever workload the local municipality has at the time. And not to mention that there is no guarantee that come that time they're gonna honor it, because there's no obligation to you. You're just utilizing a public service just like everybody else. So come that 6 weeks, they might say we need another 2 weeks, and there's nothing. Since they have to accept every permit that comes through the county, understandably so, they deal with a pretty substantial amount of workload, and that extends over to the inspection side, right? So we always guarantee next day inspections, which allows the construction teams to have a little bit of certainty of like, this is what we can plan for. And not to mention, we try to show up to the job sites within a small window, between, let's say, 10 to 12. When you're dealing with a municipality, you're just 7:30 to 4:30. You kind of have to be on standby for that inspection. So maybe not to go, there's a lot more nuance to it, but the example that I always give to kind of relate it to healthcare is like, if you go to a hospital or an emergency room, you're just like another number. They'll get to you when they get to you. That's the kind of dynamic, as opposed to you dealing with perhaps like a private clinic or your family doctor, which is going to be appointment. They're going to know what you medical history is, and it's going to be what we call our firm like a white glove service.
Mhm.